Will the virtuous Sangha, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Hướng thính đại đức tặng thịnh, tùy thứ pháp hội gặp nhật thiết chúng sanh, tình chuyên nhiều pháp luân giao đạo hạ môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư y khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Nam mô Sananto Suchedo Ye Erlahadi San Miao San Puto Xie.
Nam mô Sa Đan Thuở Su Che Do Ye Erlahadi San Miao San Puto Xie.
Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Toya Daya Alahade Tam Miao Tam Bồ Đà Toa.
Nam mô Takata Toya Daya Arahate Tam Miao Tam Bồ Đà Toa.
The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. And now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng she wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu ngô jin jian wen de shou chi yuan jie ru lai zheng shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Huineng, Venerable Shenhua, Venerable Lifeform people, and all good advisors, Amitabha. Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa lục tổ thường kinh hóa quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Chư Phật Bồ Tát Liêu Chủ Sư Phụ Sang人,各位出家人，各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Hello everyone, today is the 12th of September 2021. Thank you all for coming to join us with this discussion of the Sixth Patriarch Sutra. We're nearing the end of it. Last chapter, chapter 10, his final instruction, his disciples. We're on slide 269, picking off where we were. Fundamentally, the three bodies are one body. The three bodies are the Dharma body, the reward body, the transformation body. As a reminder, Dharma body is the entire universe, and that's why the Buddhist teaching is that the Buddha knows about you. It's just like you know about your body. Okay, the reward body is a form of special body that's used to teach bodhisattvas. The bodhisattvas, believe it or not, they are impressed by size. So it's a huge body that the bodhisattva can see. So if you, this reward body here, the arhats and low-level people cannot see. Okay, so only bodhisattva gets to see the reward body because it's designed to impress them. They're humongous, they're so adorned that the bodhisattvas take a look at the reward body of the Buddha and say, wow, so this is beauty, looks like. And this is what cultivation results in, this perfection of this kind of beauty. Who says cultivation is sterile? Cultivation is, cultivation is like, I'm pure. No, cultivation is
修行是
the standard of beauty. You achieve what is inconceivably beautiful.
是这个不可
Okay?
思议。
That's what the reward body is. Okay, that's why Bodhisattvas, they look at the reward body and say, wow, I like to have that. Just like, I wish I could have a red car.
希望我也可以有那样
Same analogy.
身体，
Okay?
好像我可以
And transformation body is
红车
the will. The Buddha is sitting there and
这个
says,
化身呢，就
I want to save her.
我要救他。
I mean, give me a coin. You have a
给
coin?
我一个
A quarter?
那个钱币。
Okay, so the transformation body, the Buddha sits there and says,
在那里做那
it's time. Time is ripe. The time is right. So it's time to save her. So whip her. I mean,
救他的时间。
okay, wake her up. Nothing
把他叫
works.
醒
Okay, so that's a transformation body. Is that when the Buddha feels that you are ready to be taught,
所以你就
when he says,
是决定
let's
可以被教，
save her,
就说我们来救他吧。
whatever it takes to save her. Okay, so he transforms into this body called Shakyamuni Buddha.
释迦
And
牟尼
comes around, and hovers around you, and talks Dharma to you,
跟你说
and teaches you. That's what the Buddha does. He does it all over the universe, not just here in Sound
他就
world,
是一直在这个
but
这
everywhere,
个所有宇宙中
wherever
呢，
living
因为不管你到哪
beings are, and when they're ready to be taught,
他们是
shows up.
都准备好了，准备要
Okay,
接受
not
这个
always a Shakyamuni Buddha.
不单
Sometimes
只
it's
是
like
释迦
Kim
牟尼
Deal.
佛，有时候是
Yeah, to speak Dharma to you. What Dharma?
是他可以跟你说法的，什么样的
What
法？
Dharma you speak? What's your specialty? I was talking
我之
at
前
lunch,
说呢，在这
and
个
and
午餐
and
的时
and
候
and
在
it was
讲，
not recorded.
他
So
没
I
有
said,
就
"What?
没有
Shucks,
这
how
个
come when
录起来
there's no
为什么呢？
recorder, I come up with these
没有
crazy
这个录影
ideas
的
like
时候
Malcolm?"
呢，我
And
就
but
会
when
想
there's a
到说
recorder,
是
my
就
mind
像
draws a
Malcolm 一
blank.
样的这个
You know what I mean? Did you know that Malcolm just came back from Canada, who quit his job just to go to Canada?
从这个加拿大回
And
来
I
的
liked it.
话
I said, this guy
他就
has
是他就
character. It's just like us. He
决
doesn't
定
care for
就
money.
是辞职
Yes?
他的工作
It's all about
去那个
fun.
加拿大，然后
Yes
我喜欢这样，就是关
So
于
is
一
it
切
fun?
都是关于乐趣，对不对？不是吗？人生
That's
就是
right.
关于乐趣，
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a lot of fun.
听起来
Yeah.
是
isn't it?
很
Oh well.
很好玩
Yeah.
的。
So anyway, so this I was telling my neighbors at the
我就
lunch
跟
table. I was telling them about this
吃饭的时候坐旁边的
this
这个
Rene Redzepi. Anyone
讲
heard
到
of
这
him?
个
Rene
Rene
Redzepi? Yeah, I know it's so boring. I can't
你怎
stand
么
it.
都这么无聊啊？
You might as well leave the home life, all of you.
你们应该都出家才对，
You don't know anything.
你们什么都不知道。
Rene Redzepi.
Red Zappy，
Google it. We have a lot of Googles coming to go
Google.
for us. That's why.
我们在功夫
Don't
学
Bing
很
it.
多 Google，
Google it. Huh? Rene Redzepi.
Rene，
Oh, he's very world famous chef.
他是这个世上最
Noma.
有名的
Anyone
这
heard
个
of
厨师
Noma?
没有听过
Huh?
Noma？
Noma? Huh? It's a fantastic restaurant. This guy is just, he's like, he creates, he has his creations, that are so masterful, so wonderful, that people are willing to pay $400 per seating. And you have to wait for like the entire year, 6 months
所
a
以大
year
家必须
for
要
reservation.
一个位置要
And only
是
3
400块
seasons.
然后呢，你要可以等1年，要预约1年，他只开这个三个季节，
Seafood,
有这个海
okay?
海
Seafood
鲜
during spring.
春天
In the
是海鲜
summertime,
夏
what is
天
in summer?
夏天有什么呢？
Vegetables. Only vegetables. Can you imagine yourself forking out $400 for
你可以想象你花
Just
400块只是吃
grass.
草而已。
Or wheat. I mean, no, grass, not wheat. Okay? And finally, game. Okay? So the last part of so it's only 3 seasons. Yeah. So he serves what's seasonal, what's best in the season. So in the summertime, you go there and you only eat vegetables and grass and all those things. Okay? And his creations are all original. Okay? And that's what we're talking about. The Buddha is that way too. Bodhisattva is that way too. They're very original. They're creating. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's what cultivation is like. Cultivation frees you from your self-imposed mental constraints. And that's how you discover beauty. The beauty that you're capable of inside your brain, inside your heart, in your guts. That's why these enlightened people, they understand beauty. They appreciate beauty. Things they touch are beautiful. Like that René Redzepi. I don't know he's enlightened or not, but I love to taste his food. Yeah. Anyone? I said, before I die, I will go there once, just for the heck of it. Huh? Shall we make a tour? Because one of our disciples has his mother is a nun who lives in Norway, Denmark. You know? Huh? Anyway, how do we get here? By the way, transformation body. Okay. So this transformation body is a work of art. It's creativity, you know, and that's how I see transformation bodies. I know the Chinese say, "Oh, we're there to save the world, save the Vietnamese, save the white people, and save and so forth." No, transformation is genius. To me, and how he goes about doing things as Shakyamuni Buddha is incredible. Okay, so those 3 bodies, fundamentally, Master Huineng says, the 3 bodies are one body. Okay, why are there 3 bodies? There's still 3 bodies because we discriminate. Okay, the Buddha doesn't discriminate. That's why he has only one body, Dharma body. Bodhisattva still discriminate. Shh, don't tell the Chinese that. The Chinese would like us to believe that bodhisattvas are enlightened, therefore they don't discriminate and so forth. No, they're still impressed by by beauty. Okay, so that's why the Buddha has a use-reward body to transform them. And then finally, the transformation body is because of our hidden inner desires. We have attached to certain things. Okay, that's why the Buddha came up with all these transformation bodies in order to impress us and get us enamored and say, "Oh, if cultivation is like that, I'd like to sign up. Sign me up." You know. Where do I sign up? All right. But actually, there's only one body. All these are just manifestations to accord with our desires, with our needs. All right? But fundamentally, it came from one. That one thing called the Dharma body. So far, so good? Are you all awake? Okay, good. Now it's time for me to have some tea. Questions, comments? Look at the Koreans. This is such a serious lecture. Okay, next. Q&A. Go ahead, Q&A.
Sorry, sounds stupid, but do we have 3 bodies too, or only the Buddha has 3 bodies?
Do we have 3 bodies? Well, can I put it? Let me put it this way. One body is hard enough. It's just like, how big a house can I own? I say, how big of a house can you handle? Can you imagine what happens when you own a house, and you have to clean it, and you have to clean it again? Okay. So you can, one body is about all you can handle. Okay? Forget about the other two. Next, 270, Sutra text. Seeing that for yourself within your own nature is a Bodhi cause for realizing Buddhahood. The pure nature is originally produced from a transformation body. The pure nature is ever present within the transformation body.
若向性中能自见，即是成佛菩提因。本从化身生净性，净性常在化身中。
若向性中能自见。Okay. Master Huineng says, if on the commentary slide 271, seeing yourself within your own nature is a Bodhi cause for realizing Buddhahood. Okay? What he's saying that if you look at yourself, 自见 here, look at yourself. I translate it differently. Okay, these people are too Chinese for me. Okay. 若相信众能自见. Okay, you can see, look at yourself. Okay, and when you look at yourself and you see that there is a Buddha nature in there, the distinction is very, very important. Okay? Look at yourself. Don't look outside. Don't look at her. Don't look at him. It will not help you become a Buddha. Is that clear? If you want to become a Buddha, you want to become enlightened, you want to open your wisdom, you want to be happy, you want to understand about beauty, you want to be successful. Okay? Stop looking at others. Okay? Look at yourself. And if, when you look at yourself and you see that when you look at yourself like that, okay, then when you look at yourself, then you see that within this nature here, okay, and then you look at yourself, there's this self-nature there. When you look at it, you're looking at your self-nature. That's how powerful it is. Is that clear? Did you notice how subtle the teaching is? He said, when you look at yourself, you're actually looking at your self-nature. Disagree with me? Go ahead, abuse me. Isn't it beautiful? When you look at yourself, girl, you're looking at your own nature, your self-nature. That's what you're doing. Why are you looking at him? It's not your self-nature. It's not going to help you. Look at yourself. Then you're looking at your self-nature. You see how subtle the Chinese teaching is? I have to interpret it for you. But the Chinese says, 若相信中能自见. The Chinese say that if you look at your own nature, within your own nature, you see yourself. I twist it around for you. I flip it around for you. I said, is that okay to do that? The Chinese says, scholarly speaking, the Asians all hear that there's a self-nature there, okay? And you look at your self-nature, you should see yourself. I interpret differently. I say, when you look at yourself, okay, you will see your nature. Any problems, you Asians? Disagree with me, please. Okay, one disagreement on 7.
All right, thank you, Master. What else? I do this meditation where I try to visualize myself in front of myself, and then I stare into my third eye, and I try to see myself.
Oh, he's the third eye person this morning. Is that you? Oh, good Lord.
That wasn't me. But and I try to see myself, as I am. And I also don't understand really that Dharmakaya, Samakaya kind of stuff, that the 3 body stuff. I just look at myself as I am, and I wonder am I actually looking at the right things? Am I just seeing myself in a mirror is not enough. To see myself from the causes and effects of my life is not enough. I'm not a Buddha yet. So what do I look at within myself?
No one ever asked the Chinese that before, so we don't have an answer for that. Sorry. Next question. Who wants to know about a 4th eye? Can you talk about something I can manage? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? And this is so typical of these smart people, these well-read people, these educated people, well-educated people. They said, it's intellectual reasoning. That's what he's talking about. Intellectually, it has to make sense to me. What am I looking at? Explain to me. Is it clear? Implicit in his questions, explain to me what it means. Mary Jo said, yeah, that's me. Yeah. Huh? Yeah? All of you, yes? Tell me why. Why should I do it? Explain to me. No? Okay, go ahead, 7.
I'm sorry if my question comes off that way. I don't really want an explanation because I know that no matter what words you say, it won't lead to an understanding that enlightens me. Rather, I want to know how to go about it, how to look at myself in such a way that will lead to the experience of knowingness or understanding, wisdom.
Notice I repeat myself. This guy keeps on twisting it. No, I don't want to know. I just tell me what to do. It's nothing to understand. This is what such a common mistake that people make when they learn about Buddhism. They want to learn about. They want to make it comprehensible. Make it rational. Okay? And it's not what the instructions are. The instructions are not meant for you to understand. It's for spies. They need to understand so that they can go back and report to the bosses. Today, boss, I just found out something fascinating. Did you know that they did? Okay? No. Instruction in Buddhism is not for you to understand just as per the instruction here, okay? Just look at yourself. The mere fact, whenever we tell you to look at yourself, okay, you are actually looking at your Buddha nature. What is that called? Huh? What is that called again? Sudden teaching. It's nothing to understand. You get it? No, you're not supposed to get it. That's why it's called sudden teaching. When you look at yourself, you're looking at your Buddha nature. What else? When you look at her, There's no Buddha nature there. Your Buddha nature is here. It's not there. There is for the dating and all the good times. Here is enlightenment. Yes, 9. Continue? Oh, thank you very much. She allows me to continue. See, that's what's beautiful about it. It's not about what am I supposed to look at. See, he says, no, I don't want to understand. But that says, but what am I supposed to look at? Tell me what to do. No, it's about keep looking at it. Is the instructions. Keep looking at yourself. Stop looking at others. So what happens is that when you look at yourself and say, I wonder what Jane Howe is doing right now. Malcolm thinks. Is that looking at yourself? Stop it. Go back to drop the Janes. That's what looking at yourself is. Is that clear? That's it. What you do is that you add a head on top of a head. When we tell you look at yourself, you say, and I wonder. Okay? Your mind wanders away. You think of other things, others, anything else but yourself. Keeping looking at yourself. Go back to it. Go back to it. Eventually, you see yourself. Nature. It's nothing to understand. It's a, and you want to need to explain to you what am I supposed to do? And you don't. And you don't admit it's called explanation. Explain to me what I'm supposed to do. Instructions are clear. Keep looking at yourself. Don't go away. Go back. Go back to yourself. These guys have been coming to the temple a few years now. He says, it's got to be a secret where they find this Buddha nature thing. You know, where it's probably like a treasure trove or something. It's got to be somewhere, a secret map or somewhere, treasure map or something. And 6-page chart gave it all away for free. Keep looking at yourself. Don't look for a treasure map. Just look at yourself. What are you looking at? Your ugliness. Remember, we talked about beauty, we talked about Noma, Rene Redzepi. Right? That's beauty. That's genius. Yes? Did we talk about how petty you are? Lily, did we talk about pettiness? You know what I mean? We talked about just looking at your own, at yourself, okay? And stop looking outside, okay? In particular, okay? Look at how come I tell you to sit for 2 hours and you can't. Stop making excuses. Look at why you can't sit for 2 hours. What's stopping you? Eat less. Don't touch the tummy. It's sacred. You understand? It's such a powerful statement right there. Look at yourself. Stop looking outside. Keep on looking at yourself. When you go outside, look at Brady there. Go back to your own. Don't. Hey. Man, I'm telling you, you do the Om, you become enlightened too. You just don't do the Om right, that's all. I'm serious. Om is one of the 80,000 Dharma doors. I'm 4,000 Dharma doors short. The latest one is Om. Okay? So, Master Huineng puts it in a very, very literary way. He says, you look at your Buddha nature and you can find yourself. That's what he means in Chinese. Agree, Chinese people? Chinese people who understand Chinese, Koreans, and so forth. You agree with me? That's what he says. The verse here says that you look at yourself nature, you see yourself. And my problem is this. The way I just said it, but you didn't pay attention. The way that it's presented to you is for the Chinese consumption. Here's my problem. Because of him, people like him, and me. Okay? My problem is this. Look, if you look at yourself nature, first thing that pops in my mind is, what is it? Yeah? What is it? You keep on telling me to look at myself nature. What is it? Where is it? How far is it? How big is it? How do I recognize it? Yes, that's what Westerners' mind do. Not Peter's, but you know what I mean? Agree or disagree? We are educated people. Don't give me nonsense. It's okay to tell that woman over there, look at yourself nature. She won't do it anyway. She says, okay, I look at myself nature. But she's okay, and she goes back to plotting for making more money. Okay? So the Asians, they will not argue with you. Agree or disagree? You Asians. That's what you're conditioned to do. Koreans, you agree with me or not? You told to look at your self-nature. Say, okay, I look at my self-nature. But then you don't know what to do. Where's your self-nature? How do I look at it? You don't ask either. Agree or disagree? Two mountain people. These, they become statues. Q&A, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Sư Phụ. Thưa Thầy, regarding the looking at your nature, so for me, when I look, I'm not so sure if it's right or not, but for me, when I look into my nature, it's when I'm thinking, what is it in me that I have done wrong? Is there a way that I can improve myself? Or better myself? Is that one of the ways to look at our true nature, Master?
That's what I just explained. Don't worry about your self-nature. Look at yourself. What about yourself you're looking at? You look at your ugliness, your ickiness. Okay? You look at it, you will find your self-nature. Okay? You keep on looking at that, you will find your self-nature. Yes, 5.
Master, sometimes after Chan meditation, I'll look in the mirror and I'll look like a different person. So is that the Buddha nature?
No, that's called looking in a mirror.
It's nothing to do with the Buddha nature.
Yeah, you're a troublemaker. Go back to Canada. Okay, it refers to the fact when you look at your zijian here, look at yourself. Okay, I interpret differently from the way the Chinese teachers phrase it for them. Okay, because it's misleading to me because of my difficulties with these you Western educated minds. You say, what is my self-nature? Why do you keep on telling me, look at my self-nature? What is it? I can't tell you what the self-nature is like. You see, that's my problem. That's why I flip it around. I say, so I flip around and say, if you look at yourself, in particular, this is very specific, like what Alex asked for. when you look at yourself, what are you looking at? Looking at your own ugliness, your own greed, your own anger, your own stupidity. Okay, that's called looking at yourself. That's what the Chinese also call eternal light and self-illuminate. Okay, we simplify for them. We say, look at yourself. Yes, go ahead. Spy number 1.
Phật và thầy, mình nhìn vô đó cái đẹp, cái hay, cái giỏi, cái này cái kia, thầy mình đâu có thấy được Phật tánh đâu. Mình nhìn cái đẹp với cái hay thôi, với cái ăn ngon ăn dở đồ, thì mình đâu có thấy được cái Phật tánh mình đâu. Mình không có nhìn vô cái Phật tánh của mình chỉ nhìn như vậy. Sao mà tu mà được tiến bộ? Mô Phật.
Master, if you only look at your beauty, your goodness, and then how good you are, or if you only focus on whether the food is good or bad or whatever, you won't never see your Buddha nature, and then you won't make progress in your cultivation.
But is it okay for us to go to Noma and try out Rene Redzepi's food? Would you go, or you would rather stay here and eat Chiu Chow food?
Còn xa cái Phật tánh rất là nhiều.
Master, if I eat that one, I will be further away from my Buddha nature.
So what? We still have plenty of time, unlike you. Okay, but good point. Excellent point, by the way. She just wants to give me, to raise hell with me. She's like a heckler from the other side. So I disagree with you. It don't make sense. But it's a point well taken. Okay. What is saying? What is saying? Let me paraphrase for her, just like I paraphrased the 6-page chart. Yes. So what she's saying, you telling us when you look at yourself to look at our ickiness. Yes? How ugly we really are. How greedy we really are. Okay? But why don't we look at how pretty we are, how generous we are, how wonderful we are, how smart we are, how wise we are? Why don't we do that? Why do you tell us to look at your own ugliness and not the good part? Lily. Because the Koreans in Korea refuse to say anything. No? Why? Why do we tell you to look at your ickiness? Why tell you to look at your ugliness? But don't look at your how pretty and how wonderful, how smart, how generous you are? Why? Why not? Go ahead.
네, 제 생각에는 못난 거를 아름답게 바꾸기 위해서 그렇게 하라고 그러는 것 같습니다.
I think that probably we're doing that so that we could change the ugly things to the beautiful thing.
Change the ugly thing to the beautiful thing. Very good. How about you, Zhu Mountain Temple? Say something. The Koreans are smart. They make us do all the work, and they become enlightened, and they don't have to work for it. Okay, we have a brave soul in Korea. Brave soul in Seoul. I mean, why? Go ahead. Brave soul. Why do we tell you
为什么
that way?
叫你看你的丑陋面呢？
Can we hear her?
자성은 더럽지도 깨끗하지도 않기 때문에 그렇습니다.
I think the self nature is neither dirty or clean.
我想这个自信不是，可能
True.
不是
Okay.
脏的，就是干净。
Very good. How about number 9?
那第九
Daniel said we look at ourselves to become a better person.
Daniel 说，我们看我们自己，让我们可以自己变得更好的一个人。
Anyone else?
OK， 还有
Yes,
谁呢
7.
第七
This comment is inspired by Peter. There's an American saying that goes, "You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself."
这个是 Peter 讲的，他说你要先看你自己，你才可以，打败你。
This guy must be depressed.
这个人一定是
Go ahead,
有犹
Q&A.
豫的。
Yeah, thank you, Master. I'm thinking if we look at the beauty in us and look at all the good things that we've done,
这些我们自己
it
的
could
美
be
的
that
话，我们看我
we
们所做
will
的所有的
increase
好
our
事情，
arrogance.
我们就会增加，
Okay.
变得让我们越来越
Very
自
good.
傲。
Anyone else?
还有
Brady
别人
agrees
呢
wholeheartedly. He says, yeah.
Brady
I increase
同意
my
他
arrogance.
说
Yes,
我
number
同意
9.
是会
Excellent.
第九
When
Huh?
you just look at yourself and the good side and not the bad, you get stuck.
当你
You
只
get
是
stuck?
看你
Stuck? What's
好
stuck?
好的一面，而不是
You don't
看
improve.
不好，
You don't
你就
improve.
你就会卡在那儿，不会进步。
Very good. You all understand.
你们都懂。
When you look at
当你
your
看到你的
strength,
看到你的
you
强
look
项
at
的时候
how
呢，
wonderful you
你
are,
看你自己
how
有多棒
smart
呢
you
有
are,
多聪
how
明呢
pretty you are,
有多
how
美呢
irresistible you
有
are,
多这个
how
挡不
brilliant
住
you are.
有多
You bound to what?
无法抗拒呢？
Fall in love with yourself.
那你最后呢，终究是会爱上自己的。
Okay? That's why you absolutely do not wish to look at your
这是
beauty
为什么你
if
一
you
直
want to
不
get
会
rid of
你不
just
会想
your
要
ego. Does it make
看你
sense
自己
now?
如果你想要
the-
除去你的自我，
The Chinese won't
因为这个
spell it out for
中国人
us.
是不会
He says, look at
跟我
yourself,
们
look
说
at
的。他
yourself,
说
look
你
at
只
yourself.
看
Why are
你
you
自己
not
看你自
looking
己
yourself?
看你自己为什么没
I'm
有看
giving
你
you
自己
very
我
precise
跟你
things.
讲非常重要的一
Okay?
步。
Don't look at how beautiful you are. Don't look at how great you are. Don't look at yourself as guru guru.
不要看你自己是咕噜咕噜。
No one tells you that. No one dares tell you that, right? Because you're paying them.
因为呢，你是在
That's why no one dares contradict you. So,
因为
oh,
你
we
们在
need the
付他们
money.
钱，所以没有
We
人敢不
appreciate your
同意。
patronage. We appreciate your kimchi.
我们是非常
Okay?
感
We
谢你
appreciate
给
the
我们
food you
添
give
钱我
us.
希望你给我们的食物
We。appreciate you coming.
我
Oh,
们
we're so
感谢你
grateful.
来，我们非常的
Okay? That
Grateful.
only
那个只是呢
makes your ego bigger.
让你的自我变大而已。
Okay? So part of the instructions,
其中的一
don't
部分呢，
look
就
at
是告诉
how
你不要看
great
呢
you are,
你自
how
己不好，
wonderful you are, how
你自己
smart you
多好，
are,
你
because
多聪
that's
明。
not going to change.
因为那是不会改变的，
It's a waste of time.
是浪费时间
Instead,
的。
go see a movie.
感觉
James Bond's coming out next
去看
month,
一
you
个
know?
电影，James Bond 下个月就出现了。
Yes. Ahung.
阿亨，
Master, there's a Marvel movie for Asian called Shang-Chi. It's very good. Highly recommended. It was muy bien.
He's both Chinese and Mexican. Muy bien.
It's Asian American, but
So
then
it's
have Hong Kongers
yeah,
and all of the good things of Asian. Shang-Chi. Legend of the Ten Rings is really good.
Young man,
是不是
I
年轻人
knew about it already.
我本来我已经知道这部电影了。
You see,
你看，
I look at myself.
我看我
I
自己
knew about it
我
already.
早就知道了这部电影。
I rest my case. Need I say more? Yes, 9.
我再多说什么吗？
This is from Jason K. from
这个
earlier.
是 Jason K.
But last time you said if you break through all 5 skandhas, you are certified to 4th stage arhatship. Why is that different from what the Shurangama Sutra says?
It's not exactly the same thing. But the Shurangama also goes a step further and says, how we go about it, I'm not telling you yet. Okay? When you look at the 5 skandhas, there's a way to look at them. Not just look 5 skandhas. Which one? It's my very first question. Which one do you want me to look at? There's all 5. There are 5 fingers. Which one do I look at? Anyone else? Yes, number 7.
我的问题。还有第7。
7.
Hello. Oh. I have a question about when you look at your ugliness. I personally have a problem cultivating guilt about my ugliness. How can I feel worse about being bad?
How can I what?
I feel for you. Are you married? You must be married. Your wife lays guilt trips on you? You know what I mean? Okay. Don't let them do it to you, man.
不要让他们这样子对你。不好意思，刚没有听清楚。
We do it to them. Just kidding. Oh, you guys are so serious. Go to China for serious Dharma. Here's yes, 8.
第8。
Thank you, Master.
谢谢师父。
I do feel that Ice Cube's recommendation to chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself is a pretty accurate Western interpretation of what we're talking about.
我觉得呢，我在建议那个你要先
And my experience is that
that's sterile. I prefer mine. Don't fall in love with yourself. Yes, sir. God, these guys so sterile.
他是说，我希望，我觉得我建议这个，你要先看你自己在哪儿呢？
I feel there's cleverness in
the
prefix of chickadee to check, because it's kind of catchy. You chickadee check yourself.
Check, yeah.
你先要先，但是我觉得呢，你应该先看
Okay, well,
先检视你自己。
Have it your way.
好吧，你喜欢就这样吧，照你的方式吧。
8, yeah.
第8。
To share.
我只是要跟你分享呢。
My experience when I look at myself has been you can find both negative things and positive things.
Yes.
For example, I'll look at myself and say, I recognize that I'm scared and lazy to cross my legs. But then on the other hand, I'll look at myself and realize I was wise to listen to my wife and come to temple and learn from my good knowing advisor.
我是有智慧的，听我的老婆
I have nothing bad to say about that.
善知识，是不是说我是没有任何负面的
You guys are too much.
你们实在是
I'm speechless.
太厉害了，我说不出话来。
I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. I look at my ugliness, but I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot.
我是会看我自己的丑陋，但是我不会自己打自己嘴巴。
If you do it the Chinese way, like Master Huineng says, look at yourself nature, you find yourself. Okay, that's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Okay, because the self nature is so nebulous. You don't know what it is. How can you find yourself? How can you see yourself? So that's why I love the concept here because it's very profound. But the way the Chinese put it for their own kind is not optimal. It's not practical for our times. Back then, in China, in Asia, and they tell you, look at your self nature. Okay, you see yourself. And they just sit there. I look myself nature. I'm looking myself nature. Look at myself nature. You know, I'm looking myself nature. That's what the Chinese do. The we Westerners are not like that anymore. Okay, especially Koreans, they disagree with you constantly. Okay, isn't that true? Okay, so. Xianan, she disagrees with you. So that's why I changed it around, because the same exact concept. Okay, you look at yourself, and that's how you find. That's when you do that, you're actually looking at yourself nature. Someday you understand what I mean. Until then, look at your ickiness, look at your ugliness, look at your undesirable, avoid looking at your strength, looking at your beauty. Is that clear? That's what you do. You do that is the cause for becoming a Buddha. But if you do it my way, you become a Buddha a lot faster than you do it the Chinese way.
如果你照我的方法做的话，你会比照这个中国的方式做。
You see, when I spell it out for you, it's clearer, isn't it? Than the way they explained it this way. Okay. Look at your self-nature, and you can see yourself. Look at your self-nature, and you see yourself. Okay? That's too vague.
那个是太。
Look at yourself, you are actually looking at your self-nature. Therefore, if you keep on looking at yourself, ugliness, prettiness, goodness, badness, all those things, you're still looking at your self-nature. In particular, number two, if you specialize in looking at only your ugliness, only your greed, your three poisons, you become a Buddha a lot faster, because you do that, you see your self-nature a lot faster than the other ways, than the Chinese way. Agree or disagree?
同意不同意？
You're catching on. There's nothing to agree, just do it.
没有什么同意不同意的，就是照做就对了。Q&A.
Master, why do you become a Buddha faster when you focus on those things?
为什么这样子你会成佛快一点呢？
You become a Buddha faster than you look at the rest of the people, especially the Chinese, who look at all the good things they have. How superior they are compared to us Caucasians, I mean Americans. Okay? You become a Buddha faster than the Chinese. That's all I'm interested in. The way the Chinese teach themselves, that's still slow. I'll give you a shortcut. That's a shortcut I gave you. Okay? Keep doing, you see, you become, you get there a lot sooner. Because they get distracted. You look at your good things and the bad things, and you see yourself. There's no need for you to look at your good things. You have them already. It's no point. It's not meant for you to look at your good things. And for others to look at your good things, you don't need to look at your good things, your good side, your strengths. Okay? They see it already. You don't need to look at them. On the other hand, we have a tendency to hide our ugliness, to deny our ugliness. Okay? The only time that we would look at our ugliness is when our wives lay guilt trips on us. You know what I mean? I was divorced. I'm divorced. So I know what I'm talking about. Just kidding. You women, calm down, calm down, calm down. Okay? Good to release that. All these years of frustrations. Finally, I'm free. I'm free.
终于可以这个放解放我这几年下来所受的所憋的气了。
Okay.
终于
Yes, number 9.
第9，谢谢。
Jason K said, the sutra says when you break through the 5 skandhas, you are at first and second dhyana, not fourth stage.
Probably a non-Buddhist sutra, not the Buddhist sutras. The pure nature is originally produced from a transformation body. Okay? The pure nature is ever present within the transformation body. Good Lord, how am I going to make this comment? Did the Master Show I say anything? I don't know what he's talking about. 本种化身生净性. Okay, what does it mean? Korean, Chinese people, help us out. Huh? See, let me cheat a little bit, see what's next. And release the information down the road. See, he has more to say about this. That's why I avoid committing myself. Okay, so shall we do it this way? Let's not commit, just read it. Okay, sometimes it's better to shut up and appreciate the beauty, huh? Instead of chattering away. So, the pure nature is originally produced from a transformation body. Okay, and that's what the great teacher says. The pure nature is ever present within a transformation body, and he'll elaborate. Can we leave it at that? Okay, we don't have to explain everything. We're not sure we don't explain, okay? There's no point in sticking your neck out for nothing. We're not getting paid for this. Sutra text, the nature leads the transformation body down the proper road, and in the future, the full perfection is truly without end. The root cause of purity is a lust nature, and once rid of lust, the substance of the nature is pure. Yeah! Excuse me.
性使化身行正道，当来圆满量无穷。淫性本是净性因，除淫即是净性身。
Oh, excuse me. This certifies what I just said. I just told you. I swear to God, I didn't look. I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't prepare. I just came, opened my mouth, and spread my COVID-19. Okay. So, Master Huineng continues. Okay, this is so exciting. It says, the nature leads the transformation down the proper road. Isn't it wonderful? Your Buddha nature, it leads it down the proper road. Don't worry. Am I doing it right? Am I on the right path? Your Buddha nature knows. So far, so good? Isn't it exciting? It's like, then people say, oh, God knows. You know, the 10 people I'm talking about, God knows, God guides me, and so forth. No, your Buddha nature is leading you down the proper path, the proper road. Yes? And in the future, the full perfection is truly without end. You get there, for sure. Guaranteed. Don't buy any insurance. Don't buy into things that they make you, pay me $5,000 a guarantee that you will become enlightened and so forth. Don't need to do that. Your self-nature is guiding you, and then it's guaranteed you get there. So far, so good? You don't believe him, do you? Not my problem. The root cause of purity is a lust nature. And once rid of lust, the substance of nature is pure. Furthermore, he says, purity is achieved via lust.
除淫。
Huh? The lust in your heart, I'm not pointing any fingers at any of you, okay? Please don't get offended. You know what I mean? Don't get offended, okay? The lust in your heart is the engine for you to become pure. Don't reject it. Don't say, no, I don't have lust. That's right. Once rid of lust, the substance of nature is pure. That's why it's a secret. You look at your lust and you recognize lust, you throw it away. What remains is purity. So far, so good? Now, why did I go like this? Because this is exactly what I taught you in the prior commentary slide. Look at yourself. What are you supposed to look at? I didn't dare say it, but he had to spell it out for you. Because I don't have the same problem as you. I mean, wait, let me take it back. He said, when you look at yourself, what are you supposed to look at? We can look at a bunch of things, all the ugliness, all the ickiness, but eventually you find the one thing that lies underneath it is lust. If you love a red car, you like horses, you like nice houses, you like Noma. That comes from where? Lust. Lust. You keep on looking. You keep on looking at your ugliness. Eventually you find at the lowest level, all those layers you penetrate. First you like Vietnamese food, then you like Chinese food, and you like pizza, and eventually you like Noma, and then you say, oh, actually right below Noma is actually lust. You guys are not here in San Jose and in Korea. It's like deadly silence here in Wei Mountain Temple, except for Sarah's translation. Yes, number 5.
Master, I can recognize my lust, but what do I do to? There's like a thin line to transform it to get purity. So it seems like. Right there it says just transform it to get purity. But how do we go about doing that?
Can I give you an anecdote? When you asked the question, the anecdote came to mind immediately. In the sutra in 42 sections, there's a monk who's worked very diligently, cultivated very diligently, okay, with the Buddha. And he has this small problem. Yeah, he keeps on cultivating, he works day and night, and he works so hard and so forth for a long, long time. And he was so frustrated. Okay? He dropped red cars, he dropped food, he dropped everything else except for one thing left. And you guess what it is? Okay? What is that? Lust. He dropped everything. He dropped hair. He didn't dye his hair anymore. He doesn't cut his hair anymore. He doesn't wear nice clothes anymore. He doesn't eat from fancy food anymore. He doesn't sleep on the fancy beds anymore. Dio bed, that kind of thing, you know. Never tried those. Do they work? I'm always curious. I can't sit, lie on those big beds anymore. Bodhisattva precepts. Anyway, I'm digressing. So, So it's one thing left he has. He dropped everything. He dropped yoga, he dropped Tai Chi, he dropped Chan meditation, he dropped everything else. And no, none of that interests me. Okay? I have no attachment to anything. Okay? But there's one thing left I can't seem to shake off. Okay? So he got so frustrated and said, I don't sleep, I don't eat, but it's still there. What do I do? So what did he do? He was about to commit the ultimate sacrifice. I immediately understand what it is. Yes. 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 He was about to. Serious, yes. That's how dedicated he was. You laughing. Even Vicky, oh! It was funny. And he was about to do the final commitment, the ultimate commitment. And the Buddha happened to be walking by. Damn, excuse me. He was about to, and the Buddha, lo and behold, Buddha's walking by. The Koreans don't find it funny at all. Oh God, Koreans so boring. He was about to do it, okay? And then Buddha walks by and says, oh. The Buddha said, hello. How are you doing? I said, fine. What are you doing? What are you holding? What? Nothing. Nothing. Okay? And Buddha talked to him and said, son, don't do that to yourself. He says, but what else can I do? I tried everything else. This is the only thing left that I haven't tried. He says, the Buddha explained to him. Okay? I don't know that answers the question or not, but this is how I understood it, okay? I have no wisdom on how to do these things or to penetrate these things. But my point here is that the Buddha explained to him, he says, I don't remember, I'm paraphrasing a Buddha, of course. He says, if you cut off the root, okay, that's the wrong place. A little bit higher. Oh, you, unless you are American, you will not like my joke. I feel for Koreans and Asians that are like, only Peter and I understand, and Brady says, I don't understand. I don't know what he's talking about. So the Buddha and the monk says, higher? I said, yeah. Higher. Much higher. Xianjie doesn't get it. Oh my God. Oh, this is too much for me. So the monk said, higher? How can be? What do you mean higher? So Buddha finally said, oh, you so stupid. Must I spell out everything for you? Higher is here. It's not there. Alex is shocked. I mean, so God. It's not funny, I know. So the Buddha explained to him, oh God, the Koreans missing out so much in life. I'm not going to tell them the other joke.
我不要再跟他们讲另外一个玩笑。
Related jokes, same neighborhood.
是跟同一个方向有关的。
Oh, I swear to you, it's not in the 42 section sutra. Okay. This is my interpretation. I warn you, I paraphrase a lot.
这是我的
Yes,
解释。
The San Jose people, they don't find it funny either. They all look, Master is going crazy. Yes, go ahead, A.
Thank you, Master. Thank you for the Hanguk Saram who take this so seriously, because for the Western males in the audience here at Way Mountain Temple, I'm hanging on every word the Buddha's giving. I find it supremely serious and important to understand.
Oh, good Lord. The Asians, they don't, appreciate it's a cultural thing. You're not supposed to appreciate it. Good Lord. The Buddha explained to physically cut it off will not work. You have to cut off the root of the lust is in your mind. It's not physical. Okay? So that monk later realized that and lived too late. But oh God. All the Korean at Jewel Mountain Temple, they don't dare laugh. They find it funny, they don't dare laugh. Go ahead, Sinan, seriously. Go ahead, Sinan. Korea. Yes.
영화 중에 실제로 밑에를 잘랐습니다. 근데 그 자른 스님이 동굴에서 수행을 하는데 깨닫지 못했다고 말을 하는 영화가 있습니다. 실제로.
Master, I saw a movie and there was this monk who actually cut his bottom.
Oh, that's funny. Korean monk?
And then he was cultivating in a cave, but ultimately he didn't get enlightened.
It's true. It's true. I heard stories like that too, where they actually committed to. They're crazy. These people are crazy. Clearly, they don't read sutras at all, because sutras no, don't do that. Please don't. But no, these people, I'm committed. I'm not backing down. So you see, so the question, how do I get rid of lust? You get rid of lust by working on your mind. Okay? And so don't forget about that. The Buddhist practices will help you go through these processes that will help you get rid of lust. Okay? And you won't be the first one. Okay? Not at all. By far, you should be at least 1 trillionth in the hierarchy of things. So a lot of people are able to do that. Okay? It's possible without having to injure yourself. All right. Okay. So once you get rid of lust, your nature is pure. So in all the words, let me interpret that for you. When you look at your ugliness, you look at your attachment to your cars, to your house, to money and all those things, and say, oh, why am I so attached? Okay? When I die, I can't take it with me. Okay? It's easy. You can rationalize it and say, okay, I love my son, but pretty soon he'll leave me because he gets old enough and now he chases after girls. He doesn't care about his mother anymore. Sound familiar? Huh? Yes? And now they bring the girlfriend home and say, Mom, you know, better be nice to her. You want me, you hear? Sounds familiar? I did it to my mother too. So you find out all those things, you let go of those things, eventually you come down to realize the one engine behind all those attachments actually lust. Okay, you have one thing left. That's called lust. You cannot hide anymore. So until then, no point talking about lust. Is that clear? You don't say, I'm going to become enlightened, I'm going to get rid of lust right away. It doesn't work like that. Okay? So can we agree this is our sign language? Get rid of lust? Okay, I won't joke anymore today. That's I use up my quota of jokes for today. Okay, no more jokes. All seriousness only. I'm not even smile. Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. Just a small request: if we could have the nonverbal code be as high as possible.
You're right. This could be misinterpreted, you know. Thank you. It's very good. Yeah. We know. We want to give very precise instructions. Okay. It's an idea for Dharma glimpse or anything. Okay. You will be able to get rid of lust, by the way. Okay? There's a process. Don't worry. Okay? It's very doable. Yes, number 8.
Mô Phật và Thầy, cái đó là giống sư phụ hoặc là Đức Phật là người giác ngộ, không có khai thị được cái câu đó, cái câu chuyện đó.
Yeah. No translation?
没有翻译吗？
Oh, I'm not sure I want to translate the rest of the lecture anymore.
Họ không được khai thị cái câu đó cho những cái người mà có cái bệnh đó.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't really understand what she meant. She said like Shifu or the Buddha.
They gave the same instructions.
They both gave the same instructions.
Yes. Get rid of lust.
For people to get enlightenment.
Yes. You need to get rid of lust to become enlightened. And that's a process that you naturally go through. Don't worry about it. You know, don't try to understand too much. It's not meant for you to understand. Just get rid of it. Okay? And I would caution you. This comment here is incorrect. Don't get dejected with sexual desire. Just transform it to get purity. That's baloney. The Chinese is 除淫. 除淫. 淫 or in? 淫. In.
Second sound.
In. Okay. 除淫 meaning you just throw it out. That's all. The Chinese is excellent. There's no transformation here. My commentary is wrong. Okay. Okay. Don't trust me. Okay. Trust the Buddha. Okay. All right. So you 除淫 meaning you throw it out. It's that simple. You don't need to cut it off. You throw it out. Okay? And your nature becomes pure. That's all it takes. Just take it out. Just remove it. That's all. It's fantastic. Yes, 5.
Maybe if we can get on Xin. What does it say in Chinese right there? Because usually it means 2 different things, and it gets lost in the English translation. So it really means throw it out of your mind right there.
Yeah. The way they translate it it's a literary instead of these are very accurate instructions for cultivation. The 6 page only wants one thing. That's why I took liberties 2 slides ago. I say, when you say that, you probably means this. This is what I would tell my Western students. Westerner students. Your instruction maybe it may work for the Chinese, the Asian, but it would not work for my Westerner students. They need clear instruction on this. This is confusing to them. Okay, because when you're Asian, these Asians they're so used to it. They say, look at your self-nature. Okay. The Westerners say what? Right? That's the first reaction you're going to have. My very first reaction. What is it? Tell me. Yeah, I'm willing to look, but what is it? What is it? Okay? So that's why I flip it around a little bit. It's the same process. Because ultimately it leads to this. It leads to you get rid of your ugliness or your ickiness, okay? Your arrogance, your self-serving, your pettiness, your manipulativeness. Huh? Then you come down to that one thing called lust. Okay? Then you can still get rid of it. Then you peer. Yes, Q&A.
A-di-đà Phật. Khi Ngài bằng quẩn lời hỏi Mã Tổ chứ thưa Tổ, nước không có gân xương, mà tại sao đỡ được chiếc tàu mấy ngàn tấn? Thì Tổ mới trả lời, trong cái không nó có cái gì trỏng mà gân với xương với cái gì trỏng. Thành ra nãy mình nói cái thiện, cái ác, cái này, cái nọ đó. Thì kinh Bát Nhã biểu mình ngũ quẩn dây không, bỏ nó đi thì nó còn cái không. Còn cái mà cái Phật tánh của mình như Lục Tổ nói đó. Chứ không phải bỏ rồi mình chết. Nhiều người hỏi chứ bỏ cái ngũ quẩn, cái bản ngã thì nó đi đâu? Thì 6 cái thức đó nó sẽ chuyển thành cái trí của Phật đó. Mình có sẵn cái đó mà mình biết xài. Rồi thứ hai là cái bệnh dâm dục nó cắt ở đâu? Thì Đức Phật có nói rõ ràng, dạy cho Ngài A Nan là để tượng trưng là dạy cho mình. Mấy ông rủi mà có những cái ví dụ mà có những thói hư tật xấu mà cắt không được, bỏ không được đó, hãy dùng thần chú Lăng Nghiêm của tôi, nó sẽ móc tận gốc rễ những cái thói hư tật xấu mấy ông ra để mấy ông đắc đạo. Xin hết.
Master, the Bang layman was asking Matu, say the water has no bone, no tendon cord. How come it can support the boat that is like a few thousand tons heavy? And then the Matu say like the water doesn't have anything in there. I'm sorry. Thưa thầy, chỉ cái chỗ này thầy nói là cái nước là sao thầy? Lúc mà Mã Tổ giải thích cho Bàn Long Ổn thì thầy nói là nước là như thế nào?
Gì trống hết.
Like there's nothing in the water.
No. In the Buddha nature, I am not saying there are no water, no boat, no boat, no nothing. What you ask for? Trong cái tánh không nó không có gì trống hết đó. Thí dụ mà trong kinh Phật nói là bỏ ngũ uẩn dây không đó, vậy thì mình không còn cái gì sao? Mình còn cái biết của mình, cái biết đó, cái biết mà chưa có suy nghĩ phân biệt đó, cái biết đó là cái biết Phật biết đó, mà mình không có làm được. Thì trong kinh dạy mình là hãy nó khởi lên rồi rớp nó đi, khởi lên là rớp nó đi. Thì đến một lúc nào đó, nó những cái thức đó nó nằm mắt tai mũi lưỡi thân ý, nó chuyển thành cái trí của Phật đó, của chư Phật có đó, mình có sẵn. Rồi thứ hai là những cái tánh dâm dục, những tánh tham lam trộm cắp rồi đó, mình bỏ biết nhưng mà mình bỏ không được. Thì Đức Phật có cho mình cái dụng cụ là mấy ông hãy dùng thần chú Lăng Nghiêm của tôi.
So basically in your Buddha nature, there's nothing in there. So so that's why, like, for example, the people say, like, the 5 skandhas are empty. And whenever anything that arises, you just drop it. Because your Buddha nature is already there. It already exists. And then in the Surangama Sutra, the Buddha taught Ananda that if you want to cut off your lust or any negative things and any bad habit, and if you cannot do it, you just need to recite the Surangama Sutra. That sutra, the power of the sutra will help you to get rid of all of the bad things.
Okay, let me explain to you what he's talking about. I'm not sure. I don't remember ever reading about this, but the teaching is correct. Pang Leiman was the famous Chinese idol, pop culture. He is a layperson who became enlightened. I figure it's about mid-range, not very high level, because he's still full of himself. Thinks he knows everything. Sounds familiar, anyone? Think you better. Anyway, so he became enlightened. He later became enlightened. But so he came and asked Mazu and said, water has no spine, no body at all, nothing at all. How come it support the boat? And Mazu immediately replied, he says, what are you talking about? There's no water, there's no boat, there's no support. You understand the teaching? Pang Leiman still sees water. Still sees water. He still sees a boat. That's why he says, how come the boat floats? How come the rocket flies into the sky? Explain that to me. What's the science behind it? Yes? The wise teacher says, there's no rocket. There's no sky. What are you talking about? You want me to explain stupid things to you? Does it help? Okay, so we don't know whether Pang Leiman got it or not, but basically, he came, Leiman Pang came to the Mazu. Mazu is one of the great Chinese Chan patriarchs as well. He says, hey, listen, I have this problem. Please help me understand, the physics of water supporting the boat, because I don't see any spine, I don't see anything in water that will help the boat float. And Mazu says, Mazu's reaction is that, why do you want to learn about the small things? The big picture is that there's no support, there's no water, there's no boat. Stop wasting your time chasing after water, chasing after boat, and trying to understand why it floats. Does it help? That's called sudden teaching. But clearly, Pang Leiman didn't get it. Because if Pang Leiman got it, he would have never left Mazu. Why would he go anywhere else? Huh? It would be a waste of time to go anywhere else. But no, he left later anyway. Okay? I had enough. You guys, I'm not getting anything out of you. So he left. He got to be one of the most stupid enlightened person in China. Okay, I'm opinionated, I know. Guilty as charged. Okay? But anyway, the Chinese are so too enamored with that idiot. Anyway, so you see, that's the anecdote behind that chanting. That's the meaning of that. Okay? You keep on insisting on trying to understand the small things. It's a waste of time. Look at the big picture. That's where the treasure is. Is that clear?
懂吗？
That's a very beautiful Chan anecdote.
这是非常
The rest about Srangama Sutra, we're getting rid of lust and so forth. That's from the books. Okay? It's okay to know about it, but too slow.
懂知道，但是太慢了。去
It's
懂
for
它是好事，但是它这个方式太慢了。
people who don't understand. That's why you need to give them those things. But for the Chan schools, too slow. By the time you recite Shranga mantra, it's 553 to 54 lines. How long does it take you? 15 minutes? Is that called certain enlightenment? No.
大概有500多句，那只要花多少时间呢？那叫顿教。
Okay, well, a good anecdote. Okay, so you get rid of lust. So the translation, unfortunately, is unfortunate. Okay, the sixth Beicha teaching is very, very beautiful, and I think we should change it. Okay, 心者化生行正道。Okay. 当来 in the future 圆满量无穷。Okay, that's fine. The first part, fine, doesn't matter. First part is not a big deal. But the second part is very critical. This is very important instructions. Okay, very critical instruction. He says, the 因性本是净性中因. So he says, lust. Forget about nature. Nature is Chinese. They want to make it
nature 是这个中文在讲这个性，这个英文呢其实就叫
scholarly. Okay, we Westerners, I want you to be more blunt, more direct. It's not lust nature. It's lust.
我要你们很直接，你不要说，你就说 lust.
That's not. That's called a spade a spade. Lust is just lust. You can add nature, it's still lust.
你可以说它是性。
So far so good. So change it to
所以把这个英文呢，
lust.
你可以叫做 lust nature， 但还是 lust。所以把英文改成 lust。
Fundamentally is
lust fundamentally
the cause for purity.
是净的。
Change the English, please. This is my stamp on it. No more of this scholarly Chinese thing. Okay? I want you to understand clearly what this is about. Lust nature, and then if I tell you lust nature, you're going to sit there. Lust, I understand. What about lust nature? Let me see if I understand what lust nature is. It's blue, black. You know, the nature is blue. It's transparent. You see my problem? It's okay for the Chinese, not for us. The more words I give him, the more he sits there. Explain about nature for me. Got that? Okay, we're not taking questions. Go ahead, 7.
Thank you, Master. So right now I was trying to examine my lust. And so, I was like, why am I lustful? And it's just like, at the root of it, I guess, like, I want pleasure, I want deep connection, I want to be validated, I want, to be understood, admired. And I was like, well, if I do all those things for myself, then I won't want it externally. Is that like a good foundation to like build on to see what the root?
My friend, it's a good question, but I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole.
你说的这个你问的问题很好，但是呢，我是不会。
I can't win when I touch it. Okay? On the right tracks. In general. Okay? You're missing the point. The point is that you cannot look at lust yet. You have to look at the small things. What matters to you right now?
现在对你最重要的问题是什么？
I remember seeing someone going like this
我看到有一个
earlier.
人在这样子找刚刚的时候。
It's not about lust.
这跟赢是没
Take
有
care
关
of this
系。
first.
你先看这个部分。
That's my point. You
这
missed
是我
that.
的重点。
Don't worry about lust yet.
不要再去担心这个。
Be more humble.
你们
When we
要
talk about
更
looking
谦
lust
虚
here,
当我
you
们照
have
你
these
看你，
layers. I
你有
told you,
这
but you
个一
didn't
层
pay
一层
attention. You
的，
weren't paying attention. Before you
你一
look
直
at
没有
lust,
注
there
意
are
到。
layers on top. You need to get rid of first before you can look at lust. Looking at
在
lust
看
right
淫之
now is
前，
not going to work.
看淫之，你现在在看淫欲是没有办法的。
Okay? Next. Okay? 除尽即色。
下一个。
Okay? Lust expelled. Chu, I want to preserve the chu here.
我要把除呢
Okay,
翻
the
出来。
Chinese chu is beautiful.
这个除呢讲的
Even
是
the Chinese
非常
don't get
美
it.
的。
That's why they
很
cannot
多这个
translate this. It's not read.
这个
It's
中国
expelled.
人其实并不懂这个除呢，
There's
其实
nothing
是
to
expel， 不是 read。
cut. Remember?
没有什么是
There's nothing to cut.
没有要剪的，
Just
记不记得？
throw it out.
是把它丢掉。
Okay? Lust expelled is just the pure nature body.
Lust expelled 就是这个尽性。
It is so beautiful. And if there's translator, that translator person here, I would slap her in the face.
这个翻这个部分的人，我
You're
是会
destroying the
赏
Chinese
他一
teaching.
掌的，因为他把这个中文呢原本的这个美的地
And
方
those who
呢
approve this
都破坏。
should be electrocuted.
他其实应该是要被电击的。
Okay? Let's expel is just the pure nature body. That's it. Questions?
就这样子，有没有问题？
Yes, number one.
第一号。
With that translation, Master, it sounds to me like lust expelled. So once it's expelled, the lust is the pure nature body. But isn't the idea that when the lust is expelled, what's left behind is the pure nature body? Is there a difference there?
他说这里听起
Semantically
来是
speaking,
说
are
那
they
个
any different?
这
Yeah,
个
is
听起来好
it
像
the
是说
lust?
当
If
这
the
个
lust is expelled, and then that which you expelled is the true nature body,
感觉
versus the lust is expelled and what's left behind is the true nature body.
It's no true. You keep on adding true. There's no such a
Sorry.
thing as a
Pure,
true.
oh, sorry, pure nature body, I meant.
It's a pure nature body.
pure nature body
That's all.
心性身。但是
That's what the
这个
Chinese said.
淫
The
除以
sixth
以后那
patriarch
个
says,
淫呢
just expel
是
lust.
听起来好像
What
是淫
remains
是这个
is
尽性
exactly
身
the
但是
pure
呢对
nature
我来
body.
说，但事实上
It's
是
very
留下来的
precise.
是这个尽性身。
I just don't quite get that from the English right now.
但是从那个英
What you
文
just
听
said
不
right
出来
now,
是
and
那个
then
意
the
思。
English that's on the
那个这
slide
上面
seems
的
a
这
little
个
bit
意思
different.
英文听起来不是那个意思。
That's exactly what the English says. You're just not supposed to understand.
你本来就是不应该懂的。
If you understand, there's no point for you to come to stay here. Go out and have your own
你
temple.
就不需要待在这里，你出去外面
You don't
自己
need
开
me.
道场好了，你不需要我了。
The reason you're here, you're asking questions because you don't understand this, what it really means. It's not what the original translation was. This is what it means. And when you get there, you understand what it means.
当你到那的时候，你就懂。
These people who translated original to original translation, okay, they are not there. That's why they don't understand what lust expel is just a pure nature body. But we're not going to explain it to you because you're supposed to discover this when you expel lust. This is not a commercial. There's no commercial interest here, no commercial endorsements here for me to explain everything for you. You're supposed to discover it yourself when it happens. When lust is expelled, that is just the pure nature of the body. Same thing. Okay? All right, I'm not going to argue semantics with him. Anyone else has any other questions? This is a very powerful statement. Of course you don't understand. Okay, and throw out the comment here and say boo, you know, do a strike on this thing and then say baloney. I don't know what inspired that baloney, but I'm ashamed of it. Any questions? Go ahead. 2.
Master, for the 4th-stage arhat, they can stop the sexual desire. Does it mean that they will be able to expel the lust that they have?
Yes. All right. Any other questions? Okay. 274. Each of you, within your natures, abandon the 5 desires. In a kasana, see your nature, it is true. If in this life you encounter the door of the sudden teaching,
性中各自离五欲，见性刹那即是真。今生若遇顿教门。
Okay, it's still continue. So we explain the first 2 and then we leave the 3rd one. Okay. Commentary on 275. Each of you, each and every one of you. Okay? He's very personal. I'm not talking about theory. He says you and you and you and you. Is that clear? It's very, very... I love his style. It's brutal. It's violent. Embrace, yeah. What's so great about it? Violence is beautiful. Disagrees. Each of you, within your nature, abandon the 5 desires. That's what we're talking about. Okay? He says, lust, you have to throw out lust. But I explained to you, he elaborated later, I say, before we talk about lust, you have to get rid of your 5 desires. Okay? What are the 5 desires? Desires for, what do you want? What?
Money. Money.
That's the first thing that you want. Sex.
Sex.
I can't believe it. This guy. You've been in Canada too long. What else do you want? What else do Americans want? Money, money. Yes? What else is more important for Americans? And Chinese alike. Chinese only want money nowadays. Number 3, what do you desire besides sex? Food. 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 The guy who he moved to Texas. Food. Huh? Food, yes? Noma. I just did a free commercial for Noma for the whole lecture. And they don't need charitable contributions at all. We need charitable contribution. They don't. Okay, food. Fame. And sleep is last. Sleep is only monks crave for it. Normal people don't crave sleep. The monks and nuns, they crave for food, well, other things, and sleep. Okay? We don't let them sleep that much. Okay? Yeah, those are the 5 desires. Is it clear? Sex. You don't think about it clearly. When you look at me, I say, what do you think about during the day? Movies? First thing. Second thing is money. Money buys anything you want. Yes? And then when you think too much, you get tired, so what do you want? Coca-Cola, Pepsi.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi.
Is that clear? We agree on this? Huh? And then what else? Once you have all the things, it says, wow, it would be nice if people know me, remember me, idolize me. Yes, flame. And finally, sleep. I'm tired, I need some rest, okay, leave me alone. Okay? See, that's my hierarchy. I'm slightly different from Maslow's hierarchy. Safety and sleep and all those things. No, it's sex. It's money. Yeah. This is 21st century. I'm tired. I need some sleep. Okay, so within your nature, meaning within you, within your mind. Never mind about your nature. I know this guy's going to go crazy. My nature. Explain. What is my nature? In your mind. See, this is typical Chinese instruction. Xing Zhong, okay? In your nature, each one of you should be apart, leave, abandon is okay. Okay? Abandon is better, it's very good. The 5 desires. Okay? This is a good translation. Okay? However, again, my objection to this, dear Westerners, is that this is Asian. Nature, again, nature is nebulous to us. Okay? I want you in your mind. Leave it to the Chinese, the Asians, the Koreans, and the Vietnamese, and the Japanese, and so forth. Let them look in their nature and abandon the 5 desires. For us in America, white and yellow alike, we look in our minds. Does it help? Let the Koreans look into their natures. Huh? Look in your nature, okay? We look at our minds. It's the same thing. But the Chinese choose to make it so scholarly, so mystical. It's just your mind. Your mind is just your nature. Nowhere else. Okay? Look within your mind. Okay? I'm sorry, great patriarch, you are the best. Okay? You are numero uno. Allow me to paraphrase a little bit, but that's the teaching is correct. Okay? Look within your mind. Okay? Abandon the 5 desires. Okay? You hear me? Never mind about the sex yet. Okay? I mean the sexual nature yet. Okay, the lust yet. Okay, the sex is different from the lust. Is it clear? Do you understand me? Do you understand the difference between sex and lust? Why do you look at me like that? Where have you been? I don't dare ask the Koreans. Do you understand the difference between lust and sex? No. Yes, go ahead, Ahung.
Master, by definition, the lust is the strong sexual desire. Then What is the difference between sex and lust then?
Go back to Vietnam. God, you've been here how long now? You still don't understand the difference in sex and lust?
你们到现在都不懂这个英文讲的 sex。
I can't explain it to you, man.
我不会跟你解释，我不能跟你解释。
Peter, go ahead. All the girls like it. Oh, you naughty girl, naughty girl. Oh, she likes it too much. Oh, good Lord.
Thank you, Master.
Oh God, this is such profound teaching, and you guys are laughing since we started. Oh, this is too much. Yes. Go on.
So, lust.
Start with the birds and the bees.
Lust is when you're excited to get up to the plate. Right? You're a baseball player. You really want to get up to the plate. You want to hit. Sex.
Careful, careful.
Sex is when you hit the ball.
Oh my God! This is a lot worse than I thought. Even Chungi is laughing. He doesn't even play baseball. That's beautiful.
他说那个隐喻呢，就是你要踩在那个垒本上面，准备打球的时候。
Thank you.
这个就是 lust， 但是 sex 呢，就是当你打到那个球的时候。
Oh God.
Emily said, "Thought versus action." Cordelia said, "Sex is more physical versus lust is more of the mind and can keep you thinking about it."
It's called love, honey. Lust is love. I love you. Sex is, I don't know. Okay? Cordelia, hey, we need to have clarify a few things. Okay? All right. Anyone else? Don't trust the Asians. They still not clear about, lust and sex. I mean, jeez. Me too. Okay? Can we continue, please? This is so important. This is so beautiful. Because I know for a fact, and we come back next week, I will avoid eating fatty stuff so that I'm not as excitable anymore. I'm not myself today, okay? In the kasana, see your nature, okay? Okay. Okay. See your nature in the kasana. That is the truth. Okay? Zhen here is not true. That's the truth. You see the truth. True is meaningless. The truth is what we're talking about. Can you handle it? See? Oh, those movies are so much more profound than you guys realize. Jack Nicholson is my idol. Yeah? Okay? See your nature in the kasana. That is the truth. When you see your nature, you're seeing the truth, in other words. Okay? You don't see your nature, you're not seeing the truth. Is the implications. Until you see your nature, you cannot see the truth. It's beautiful. I feel so underappreciated. It is so beautiful. The way he puts it. But you look at, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come on. Okay. It is ingenious. In this life, you encounter the door of certain teaching. Jin Sheng Ro Yu Dun Jiao Man. So that's the next part. That's next week. How's that? Okay. Can we stop here? Let's not do this until next week. Okay. Thank you, everyone. This is kind of cool, huh? Oh, his teaching is so fabulous. Huh? You Asians have to move to the US. They really appreciate this. It's so beautiful. Okay, thank you, everyone. Rebirth transference.